Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated.
Hey, nerds.
Nerdcore
Hey.
used to be just
We're
a
here.
made-up word.
Here we are.
We're here. We're nerdy.
Oh God, I didn't know where you're
We're
going.
still here.
Thought this was getting ready to be a confession episode. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Secret
mean-
time. We're nerds.
we all had our assumptions, but here we are. Okay,
There we are. God. Okay, how do I cancel Kyle?
Wow. Easy. Just give me the
Easy. The wrecker.
Mhm.
So someone really needs to turn that into a sex move.
move. Well, he probably would.
With one eye,
Yeah.
you get hit in the eye with it, and you're like, oh. Oh, God. I know you're thinking about that.
God. Who's a good girl?
Who? Call me daddy.
No.
So
I'm
Yeah,
gonna miss
so-
your mantel. Yeah. Oh no, Ooh, mantail. Ooh, oh okay, never mind. That was
no.
This is the secret revealing episode. Okay, so
Secret time. So yeah, welcome all. We are back for. Hold on, I'm turning on my fan. I had to shut off my
is
fan
it
in here.
Is it your ball fan?
No, I got that one going. This is the
Okay.
fan next to me.
It's about at the humidity level for
It's-
ball fan necessity.
It's getting there. I will tell you.
I just put a
so-
window unit in here and it's great. So
Shit. And then you're moving.
yep.
No, we went to the Savannah Bananas yesterday, stood
Yeah.
outside in the heat forever. That was fucking amazing. And that, let me tell you, that has ruined regular baseball for me forever. Like I was telling you earlier.
Mhm.
Like now I'm gonna expect the home plate umpire to twerk. First base coach to Tom Jones be doing the Carlton dance. Just all sorts of stuff. One guy, after he caught the ball, he did a suck it. Oh, it was hilarious.
I
but
haven't,
it
I haven't
was-
seen that gesture in 25 years.
Oh, just watch WWE. You'll see it a lot
They're
more.
still doing it? I don't watch
Sometimes
wrestling
depends who
anymore.
it is.
That
You
about-
should.
that
You should
almost
get back
got me-
into it. It's awesome.
Yeah, that almost got me in a fight my junior year of high school. So yeah.
You should. Then you can talk about it with B-Rob and I and Hughes.
Mhm.
And I forget who else watches it.
Well, I think you have to get like the WWE network now, I think, to stream. Like, I don't want more streaming stuff.
Well, it's going to be on Netflix here coming up.
WWE is?
Raw. They just signed like a 3-year deal or something like for like some ungodly amount.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good for Netflix, I guess.
Good for Netflix. Good for
me
WWE.
because I have Netflix. Are they going to show it like in real time or is it
Live.
going to be?
Yeah, it's the new Netflix Live like they're doing.
Oh, so they're kind of taking a thing
They
from
stole
Hulu.
it from USA. Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, like Hulu has all the a lot of live stuff.
Yeah,
too.
except you have to pay for the live with Hulu.
Hmm.
And the mouse makes you pay for that. With this, it comes with your subscription.
Streaming Wars round 7. Let's see where they
Really
go with this.
is.
Yep.
But yeah, no, we went to that and then we had practice today and I am beat. It took us 2.5 hours to get home last night
Well, it's a long drive.
from Oklahoma City. Shouldn't take 2.5 hours. Now
It's
ask
about
why.
from where you're going to there. It's about a 2-hour drive, isn't it?
No,
You get to Kilpatrick. Not the Kilpatrick, whatever that one is.
it's 44.
44 minutes?
No, it's 44.
Oh,
It's
I was saying, I know
it's-
it's not 44 minutes.
to the ballpark we went to in Oklahoma City. It was an hour 25 minutes.
Because all the traffic's.
It should be. They shut down the highway last night. They're putting in a new bridge on 44 because it's going to be from Tulsa to Oklahoma City.
Oh,
3
God.
lanes
I
both
forgot
ways.
to tell you that if you were going that way, that whole east side of the city sucks right now.
Yeah, no. So they shut down from, I think it's Chandler to Stroud.
Yeah. Oh,
They were putting in a
that's
new
the whole
piers.
stretch.
We had to go to 66 all the way down. Took forever. So we got home well past midnight. So I'm a little tired, needless to say.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm fine. Kyle goes, fuck you, you're fine.
Yeah, you're good.
But yeah, no, it's and then we were out in the heat, but it was great. And then we went to Bert Krichner
Bert Kreischer?
Friday. and he was hilarious. The Machine.
That's in
That was
Tulsa, right?
great. Yep, that was at the BOK Center. So it was super
Jealous of
fun,
all of you.
man.
So many people that went to that.
Yeah, but you'll be closer coming up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not too far. I can be in BA in like 35 minutes once I get
And,
moved.
and then you can be closer to me,
Mhm.
and we might actually get to see each other more than once every 2 years.
Man, they won't have an excuse.
Yep. Yep. There's no excuse. Now you have to be
Mhm.
friends with me.
Fine. Fine.
Begrudgingly. And while everyone just listened to our banter, welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. We are two 40-something-year-olds who just talked about Chris's weekend and whatever else the hell we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle, and welcome to a very special ASMR episode of Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. ASMR to EGTN. Wait, I can't keep it up. Well, maybe with enough ASMR. So, or to be like in nerd, whatever. Anyway, welcome to the show. If you guys would like to be part of the community, there's a link in the show notes down below for our Discord. Discord is an awesome free application where you can join and get into our server. And there's lots of channels for talking about things that you nerd out about. So anything that you're just like super geeky about, because we have a saying that everybody is a nerd or geeks out over something. And if you do, it's probably in there. So everything from anime, ball sports, we got movies, comics. We're going to do some consolidation at some point in time. We've been saying that for a while. We really haven't done it yet. Maybe it'll happen. Joe, do it.
I already started. Did you see? Some of the channels are gone.
Oh, okay. Well, there's less channels, but get in there and like join up with the like-minded nerds. Awesome conversations always happening. Also, if you'd like to hang out with Chris and I live and in person, we both stream on Twitch. Chris more so than I lately because, you know, life's happening again. So Chris over there under Guyver Unit 01, GUYVERUNT 01, myself under KSIG, K_SIG. We typically try to play on Friday and Saturday nights. We may be playing, well, a week from tonight of recording, so the Sunday before Memorial Day, do some like game time or daytime games stuff. So check that out.
We'll see if Kyle's around.
Yeah, if I'm around, hopefully we're starting the process. So you guys have missed a couple episodes. I'm about to move. Show's still going. We talked about that last episode. Actually, Chris gives the full rundown. So if you didn't listen to last week's episode, at least go do that, because I'm not going to explain it again. Plus, it gets us another listen. So do that thing. But yeah, we got a little behind with what all we had. There was life stuff. There was tornadoes. There was internet outages.
There's many tornadoes.
Many tornadoes. All the things that could happen trying to do a podcast in Oklahoma. So we were doing our Nerkie, which is our review of a particular, you know, show or movie or whatever. Bad Batch, the final season, one of our favorite shows that we ever watch and cover, and we got like 5 weeks behind because of things. So what we're doing right now, we only got through episode 10 up to like our last episode. The show actually ended like 2 weeks ago, I think.
At least, yeah, 2 weeks.
Somewhere around there 2 weeks ago. And so we're going to try something and get our review. We're not going to do like we usually do where we break it down scene by scene because we don't have that amount of time. I don't think I have that much disk space in my entire computer to do 5 episodes of us rambling on.
No.
So we're going to try to cover episodes 10 through 15, slightly different format. We're going to just kind of talk about we're going to talk about our feelings.
Our feelings. We've got so many
feelings about episodes 11 through 15, what we thought. I just kind of binge watched them a couple nights ago. And so like, if you guys haven't watched all those, there's going to be a lot of spoilers. We're probably going to bounce back and forth a little bit. From some high points, we're using some of our sources that we like to use. There's Wikipedia, great source of information for all things Star Wars, like an ungodly amount of information on there for anything that you can think of. So I usually have that up. We also use a website that we found randomly called Ashley and Co. or Ashley and Company. I can't remember. Yeah. And it doesn't even seem to be like, it's kind of a pop culture website. We should try to get in touch with them too.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, because we use them all the time. Like an awesome, like if you just want to go back in a quick review, like Wikipedia is your Wikipedia for Star Wars stuff, really detailed. Ashley and Company, like really good, like short breakdowns of the episode.
Everything's good with them.
Like it's just, they're really concise, way complete opposite of what we do. And so we use that a lot for just refreshers and stuff. So I want to give credit where credit is due.
We're not trying to take their stuff. We're just going on and enhancing.
No, they are an amazing source. So at least go check them out. They do stuff other than Star Wars as well. So, and they don't even know that we exist.
No.
But
Well, maybe they do.
maybe they do. Maybe they're one
They
of the
don't.
listeners. Ashley,
And company.
and your company. Like, let's hang out. Let's do a collab
Yep.
or whatever.
We'd
We'll
love
stitch
to.
it. So
Stitch
episode 11, Point of No Return, which is an awesome, I guess, episode title for us to start our episode off with, because we got to do this. And so
Yep.
once we start, we're not turning back.
Nope. And we have about, we're going to try and get through this in an hour.
Yep. We might be able to do it.
We'll see. So episode 11, Point of No Return. Episode 12, Juggernaut. Episode 13, Into the Breach. Episode 14, Flash Strike. Episode 15, The Cavalry Has Arrived.
So just my quick overview, and we'll talk about it more when we get to the end. The season was done well. I think we had different expectations on how it would end, because we had our theories on things.
We had way different expectations.
We had extremely different. And I know that we both talked that we were kind of let down by the finale. And I think we fanboyed ourselves because we had hopes for how it should end.
Absolutely, we did.
And so we were hoping for a more darker, like, even, the sequel trilogy was a little darker than things we've seen in the past. Or we hope like maybe some more, like, more Mandalorian-esque feel to how things, because it's not always sunshine and rainbows. And I really feel like one of our favorite shows got Disneyed at the end.
Yeah, no, I'll go with that.
I think it got Disneyed at the end. We'll get to the end a little bit, but it just wasn't.
It didn't feel complete to me.
No, it felt too
lacking for me.
It felt too, like, it just worked out too well. And things don't always work out really well in Star Wars, even when things get brought to a conclusion, because just because a series ended doesn't mean like that's the end of things. This is just the end of a part of a story, of a bigger story that's part of a huge story.
Oh, Star Wars.
It's all, yeah. Acting. So it's
acting.
I don't know. I feel like they really missed an opportunity to do something dark and do it well. I feel like that was a really big missed opportunity, but we'll get to that. So we had episode 11.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
So our 11th episode, just showing you how far behind we are. This one aired on April 3rd. But it was a double.
It's
that was a double
to
week
June
too.
3rd than it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
we're so behind.
I know. Well, this kicked off the final act. We had 15 episodes. This was the beginning of the end. Episode 11, I feel like, was kind of the beginning of the end of it. What were your, like, what'd you think? Like, with that one, like, that's how I felt. Like, okay, you could tell that they were gearing up for the end. This was where we saw the Empire located Pabu.
Yep.
And it kind of bothers me because if I remember right, later on in the season, they end up going back to Pabu, and the Empire had already found them, or at least CX, or that was, what would we call it? What was that? Clone X? Yeah, Clone X.
Clone X.
Yeah. Was finishing his mission of trying to locate Omega, and was able to find his way to Pabu. I thought it was odd later how the Empire never, like, they just thought that was a good place to come back to. Because, Pabu is what, Outer Rim?
Way Outer Rim. There's a reason that they were in peace.
Yeah.
And they weren't really looked at.
Totally out of the whole conflict and everything. Way out there. So that is one of the kind of loose ends that bothered me. Like, okay, we'll just go back there. Because they do end up back there at the end of the season.
Yeah. So I don't know. No, I agree with you. I thought I had something to add to that, but I don't. I don't know. Just something just felt incomplete to me about this.
The whole thing.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And I love this series. Something just felt incomplete to me. Like the ending, like they were just catering to the fanboys, like for happy endings.
I felt like
And
it was
It's
more
Star
for
Wars. It's not always happy endings with Star Wars. You know,
yeah, I know. It just felt left off.
I agree.
And so and this was as they were working their sources and stuff, trying to locate
Omega.
Ome-
Omega.
yeah. Well, no, I'm not talking about the Empire. I'm talking about the batch was they were working
Yeah,
their
they're trying to
sources.
find Omega. No, they had Omega.
They had Omega at this point. Yeah, this
That's
wasn't
right. That's right.
yeah, this is where they lose Omega. And
That's
so
right. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe.
this is the episode where the Empire lands.
I got
You're
confused.
fine, it happens. Well, they've lost her once already. And about
They
to
need
lose
to
her
be
again.
better brothers.
They are terrible. They're terrible. And so now there was one really cool thing I thought about this episode was once the Empire located and landed and they're looking for Omega, they've got squadrons or platoons or however you want to look at it out sweeping all of Pabu. You got Lower Pabu and you got Upper Pabu. Like they destroyed all their ships. And then they're going like house to house. And that was a dark run of that episode of them going house to house.
You know what that reminded me of? Not that we lived through it, but reading in movies and everything else historical.
Mhm.
The Nazis.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think that route with it. I thought
That's what I thought. That was the first thing I thought.
and
They're looking
like
for one
one-
little Anne Frank girl.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's probably better than where I was thinking. Like I had images of my head and don't flame me for this. Okay, I'll give explanation for it. But you know, we've seen footage of whenever us as America was over in the Middle East
America!
and you seen our guys kicking down doors and going house to house looking for terrorists.
Yep.
Like I mean, there's only so many ways I guess you can portray going house to house looking for something, but that's the thoughts that I had. Like that's kind of that looks like the footage and stuff I've seen, and like we know people that have done that. You know, like personally know people that have done that, and
Yeah.
so don't take that as me being like shooting that down or making it sound bad. Like we got friends that have done that and had to do that, and that's just the image that I saw of it. You know,
Yep.
Oh, did I come unplugged? I'm still here. Okay.
No, you're here.
I'm good. But the eventually, so Omega in this episode, she notices like what the Empire's doing. They're terrorizing the sea. There's stuff on fire. They've destroyed their ships. They're roughing up the locals. And
Let's do a flashback too.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick. This was from Ashley and Company, and I thought this was great because I didn't put this connection together. At the beginning of this episode, we see Fee. You know, they get the information from Fee. What happens is she's gassing up. She's talking to her droid Mel 221, and Shadow X gets above board her ship and steals the info from it. That's how the Empire finds where to go.
Yeah.
But she references she will fix them up like she did on Andro Prime and Scaranal. Andro Prime is a snow-covered planet in the Midrim that first appeared in the video game Star Wars Episode 1 Racers. It also appears in hologram form in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones.
Isn't that from Ashley and Co?
Yeah. I never would have put that together, but that's a deep cut right there.
Yeah. See, this was
Scaranal's
all
where they did the treasure hunting.
something important for this. Like, I love how they get that deep. Like, that's part of, I guess, this fandom is like, not everybody knows everything, but you got a few people that know a lot of stuff. And
when
of
they
course,
get together,
oh God, we're not even going to.
it's a full, it's a thing.
But this is when, and so Omega and Crosshair, I remember they get kind of stuck, and they know that like Omega knows that she's about to get found out, and this is part of her maturity that we've seen through the whole run of the show. Is their mission was to find Tantus base. Like she in her head, that's our mission. We got to find Tantus. We got to release the brothers. And she knew that they were coming, about to catch her. And so she tells Crosshair that she's going to give herself up. And you see Crosshair, like that was a cool moment for him. I remember that distinctly. Like he was like, "No, don't go."
Yep.
He varied from his normal character of complete the mission, to having empathy and love for his sister that he's now bonded with,
Which is really cool.
which was really cool. Yeah. Of course, Omega ends up winning the argument, and she goes and surrenders. She tells him, like, "I'll take a," what did she say? She's like, "I'll take a communicator with me and track me
Yep.
that way, and also, use your gun, shoot a little tracking thing onto the ship, and you guys will find me." And so she surrenders. They take her in. They scan her. They find her communicator, which I expected her to have like a second one hidden. This is something I distinctly remember bothering me, because they scanned her once, like, "Oh, we got a communicator," and it was like up in her like coat pocket or something up here.
Yep.
Like, she could have had another one. Like, they scanned once, found that, and like, I got another one. Yeah, there we go.
You could have listened to Russell from Deadpool 2
Oh,
in her prison pocket.
oh no, they never check there, but still, or maybe they do.
Oh, maybe they. I don't know. It's space prison.
Space prison. And so,
one thing, a very, very, very important thing that we forgot to mention, we need to rewind a little bit. That was very significant about this episode. Clone X blew up the Marauder.
yes, I forgot about that.
Because if you all remember, the Marauder was with us from episode 1, season 1.
Yeah, this was more of the beginning of the end of the whole run.
Yep, I think at this part, that was the part for me that made it feel like, okay, they're gearing up for the end now.
Mm-hmm.
So go on.
Okay, so Omega had surrendered, and they load her up. I remember, like, Crosshair was saying, kind of what happened, or he was telling her like the whole plan wouldn't work, but she still goes through with it. As they're flying off with her, he goes to make his shot to fire a homing beacon, but he gets spotted. He gets in a fight, and
it's too far away at that point.
Too far away, and he misses, and the homing beacon like landed in the ocean or whatever it was at the time. And so,
all in all, he missed.
Yeah,
let's call a dog a dog.
Yep. He was getting roughed up a little bit. He got into a little scuffle.
He was, but
I
think season 1 Crosshair wouldn't have missed that.
I don't know. I feel like it may have been out of range, because those things don't travel super far.
They don't, but he wouldn't have let that distraction. Like, he would have killed all these troopers real in rapid succession, I think.
Yeah, Judy chopped them. Cha 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 cha. Go around ninjaing them. Don't be ninjaing anybody that don't need ninjaing. But
yeah, we should make that a shirt.
Have you ever seen that guy?
No,
I'm sure there is a shirt. Oh, okay. I'll share it with you later.
Yeah.
But so CX2, Clone X, whatever.
Clone X.
He starts to make the jump into hyperspace, and that's when Omega, unbeknownst to her, not being tracked, she just kind of goes into her little meditation mode, and end of episode. That's how a Nerkie was originally planned.
Yep. It was, but I don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me.
Because we're rolling through them.
Yeah, we're just plowing through them like we did. I don't want to call them hookers, because I don't remember paying for them, Kyle.
Well, we didn't then either. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I'm not even sure they were real people. Might have been our imagination. We might have just been really drunk.
May have been.
But yeah, that's originally how Nerkie was supposed to have been. But notice we didn't get down to the nitty gritty talking about everything. But this is what we got to do, people.
Yeah, and really, I mean, I don't feel like there was a ton.
That episode, no.
And I mean, a couple of the ones coming up, maybe a little bit.
Well, no, this episode was extremely pivotal.
It was, yeah. And
Omega, Omega leaving. We had, and this is the episode 2 that kind of cemented Tech's death, because when they were looking at the little museum or whatever, she donated Tech's glasses in there.
Yes.
They lost the Marauder. They lost their home. They lost Omega. So this is an extremely pivotal episode, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, what you were trying to get at is like, it's not a lot to explain, because it's a hell of a lot of action at the end.
Right. And I would argue, say about 80% of the episodes were that way, at least in the last season and a half. I feel like season 1, I don't want to say it had more depth. There was just they were getting a lot more of the story built early on. And then after we got about halfway ish through season 2, once we got past the racing episode,
Yeah.
it seemed like it was a lot more like not using a full episode. Like there was a lot more action, which is fine, because it's shot so well. The action scenes are awesome. They just didn't go as deep as often.
Yeah.
Another problem we have, but they I think I don't want to say like a lot of these I think could have been, and we've said this for like maybe could have been combined,
Right.
or it could have been consolidated, but then we would have got 3 seasons. I feel like if they would have went into the depth that they did the first season and a half through the last season and a half, that maybe the ending would feel better.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's what I got on that.
Well, and I also want to know what happened to Sid.
Oh, so many loose ends. Yeah. I mean, we might as well talk about this. We don't know what happened to Sid.
No.
What else did we not get closure on?
Who the clones are, the X's, the shadows.
Yes. Oh, and later on, oh yeah.
Like,
and I think the final episode when they start they just start kind of literally coming out of the little closets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I love this series.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorite series. So okay, so episode 12, Juggernauts.
Mm-hmm. So we're back to Tantus.
She's back on Tantus. She meets up with Emery again.
Yep. And this is after Emery has turned a leaf to being basically the lady on the inside.
Yep. But we never actually get that far except for her leaving the doll for the little horn girl.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a little bit more of it here. But we knew it then. Like you saw it, you could tell.
So there's Emery says that she's glad Omega's safe, which is a big thing because before she wouldn't have said that.
Right.
You have a Star Destroyer above Pabu. You've got gunships. You've got everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the episode where we get the return, or they mention the return of Admiral Dick. Rampart.
Yeah. And do they get Rampart here? Is this when they pick him up? The next
Juggernaut,
episode?
I'm pretty sure. No, this is this episode.
Okay, because I know Crosshair like, hey, Rampart should know where it is.
Because a Juggernaut's the clone turbo tank.
Oh, yeah. This is where they go. Yeah, we get a little bit of them going back to Tantus. And what you're saying with Emery.
Yep. Well, and if you remember, Rampart's the one who sent Nalase to Tantus. Mm-hmm. So that's why he's important.
And so they know that Rampart's being held there. It's basically a forced labor camp. And so back to more Nazi imagery.
Yeah, I kind of think yeah, it always has. But even more so now. Like they've always alluded that, the Empire was like the Nazis.
Yeah, but were they? Kind of. Order 66 really cemented that pretty, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
This episode where Fee met up with Crosshair too, and she mentioned, she's talking about old brown eyes. I thought she saw Tex Brown Eye.
I thought she was getting ready to make a move on Crosshair. I'm like, dang, girl.
I thought so too.
And like she's gonna, and he paid like no mind to her at all. Like she's just gonna move her way through the batch. I got her to go. She's bad luck. Don't hook up with
Fee. You'll get space crabs.
Yeah, or die.
Even worse.
When they made was it Erebus? Is that the name of it?
Erebus. So I think if it had a C, it'd be Cerebus. Like in
Cerberus?
Cerebus. Yeah, Cerberus. Cerebus. Like in Mass Effect.
Oh, okay. I'm not a Mass Effect guy.
But Mass Effect's so good. So yeah, it's Erebus, but this planet was made up for this show, so it's brand new to the universe.
There was a lot of brand new stuff brought into
Yeah.
this show, like as a whole, because there's several times we pulled stuff up and like, oh, this is the first time we've seen him. Oh, this is the first time we've been here. Oh, this is the first time this
Which I think is
creature has
cool.
ever been. Yeah. Or they brought in a lot of stuff that's only been vaguely referenced,
Yeah, that's true.
or maybe seen once. Because I think
deep cuts.
what's the force sensitive creature? The Zillow Beast.
The Zillow Beast, which we'll meet back up with again.
See that again later, which was cool. Not brought like that was a kind of a minor thing, or what? It was it in a game or was it in a comic? I don't remember.
The Zillow Beast. Zillow Beast was from Clone Wars,
From Clone Wars.
the TV show.
How heavily featured? Because I didn't get that far. Pretty heavily. Okay, so my example was terrible.
Yes
Never
and
mind.
no. I mean, it played big parts in later episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was very important. I'll put it that way to the storyline.
And so we had a few or several Clone Wars. I mean, especially with all the troopers and stuff coming back, we got a lot of callback stuff. But I thought it was cool that we got a lot of stuff that, like we said, we're just like vaguely mentioned before or made for this show. I mean, that just expands the universe. That's got to be tricky too, trying to make everything tie in right, because people that are better at this than us will pick it apart.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know. Just this was a good episode.
When they found Rampart and he was all bearded,
He was in
Rampart, I wouldn't
well,
have
yeah.
recognized him.
I didn't either, but everyone hates him at the camp, which showed that Rampart was still hated.
Yeah, not really a good guy. Not really easy to get along with.
Thinks he's better than everyone.
Typical middle management.
Absolutely.
100%. Yes.
So they take Fee along with them, and they're going to the labor camp. Which, okay, this scene was really cool where Fee powered down the ship and did the free fall into the lasers, like so they wouldn't hit him, and then they just turned it on last second. That was a cool move.
Yeah. What did she tell them? Because they were worried about being spotted or scanned by the radar or picked up on the sensors.
I think she said not if there's nothing to, not if there's no electrical to pick up.
Yeah, like you don't know. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was a cool line.
So they find Rampart. He's on that Juggernaut. Official designation, HAVW-A6 Juggernaut. They just call it the Juggernaut or Clone Turbo Tank. And this thing first appeared episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and was in the Clone Wars.
But they didn't call it the Puma for short, because all that really hard to say in conversation.
Puma man.
Chupa thingy. So,
Chupa thingy. Chupa. So they find Rampart, and he agrees to help them. One condition that he has to get off the planet.
Yeah,
which I don't think is unreasonable.
No, well, and like he knew that's something I caught, because Crosshair, a few times made some vague threats like, "I will hurt you," but Rampart's not stupid. He's a puss, but he's not stupid.
He's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy.
Ambition.
So he realized immediately that, oh, they need me because they think that I have this information, which he kind of sort of did, of how to get to Tantus. But he knew like they're not going to kill me, even though they want to, because he realized his worth that day.
Rampart's wiener grew 3 sizes that day.
He's like, man, I'm important again.
I've got a chub or a half boner.
So what was cool when they were talking about trying to figure out how to take it, like they knew that they're going to have to rush the bridge to the actual facility. And there was something that kind of bothered me a bit in that. So they basically hijacked the Juggernaut, took some people out, got control of it, and then like, okay, we got to rush the bridge now, and Empire control over in the main base, whatever. Noticed that, and they're calling it out.
Which is weird to me.
Yeah, and they're like, send another one. So there's now another Juggernaut coming at them, and they're like going down this bridge. It's like very Mad Max, like car
Oh,
scene
it is, isn't it?
when they're going to, and so the bridge has got all these like barricades and popping up, and they're just like boom, 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 driving over them, and so they're shooting at each other. These
Star Wars would be
two,
so enhanced if they did make that sound. Bum, 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 bum.
bum, 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 bum. These two identical machines of war are driving at each other.
They're playing chicken, tank chicken.
And the batch are in one that they should not be as familiar with it as the troopers that are assigned to drive the vehicle on the other side. And so they're coming at each other. The batch is trying to get across the bridge to basically get to the spaceport dock area. And then the troopers are coming across the other way to try to stop them. And so they're getting this like head on like gunfight thing. Pew, 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 back and forth. If you guys aren't watching this, I'm making the hand motions for the back and forth pew, 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 pew. And the batch is like, oh, their armor's not strong in the tires. Shoot them in the tires. Like they knew how to overcome the identical vehicle when the people that were more familiar with the vehicle were just randomly firing at the front of the identical vehicle. I don't know. Not a plot hole, nothing. You got to further the story. We get that. But I was just like, man, these guys are totally incompetent in their jobs. So they eventually get across. Let me get caught back up here. They get through they take the Juggernaut across the bridge. They get to a ship. So basically, where did they take? I think it was just like a regular transport. Yeah. I think it's just like a regular transport ship. And they fly off. So now they make their way to space. Rampart's like continuing his bargain. So he had been knocked out through the course. I can't remember if he got stunned or if he hit his head, but he's out. And so now Crosshair's got him like, hey, you uphold your side of the bargain. And this is when the truth comes out that Rampart was not fully disclosing everything that he knew, which we should have known that he doesn't exactly know where the coordinates of Tantus are because nobody knows where the coordinates of Tantus are. He states it's a very closely guarded secret. And he tells them, hey, we're in this together. And so I don't remember if it comes out in this one or if it's the next episode where he tells them like, hey, there's a station, I think it's over Coruscant, that they have to go to, and they'll deliver them the coordinates. Then I think they actually talk about this in the next episode on how to, like, the coordinates are just basically like hard uploaded into the ship that's going to Tantus, and then they make the jump, and they don't, like, you're just going where you don't even know where you're going. You just know that you're going to get there. So all that happens, and then they cut back to Tantus, where Carr is analyzing Omega's blood. Confirms there's a high M count, and that it's favorable for M count replication. So Hemlock's not surprised. Omega asks what that means, and Hemlock takes her down into the vault. So they're going through the little laser wire things, through all the commandos, and this is when we find out that these blood counts, these high M count blood samples, their M count can't be replicated. And so they try to like duplicate this, basically clone the high M count. And it cannot be done. He kind of tells them, he alludes a little bit to Project Necromancer and the experiments. And so like these have failed until they combined her sample with one of their M count specimens. So this is when we kind of get the idea that, okay, Omega's blood is special, and it's not necessarily because she has a high M count. We learned this in a previous episode when she's trying to do all of her Jedi-like training that, yeah, she's got a high M count, but she's not like one with the Force like that. But she's unique in that her blood is basically like a carrier. And I think it kind of goes about this a little bit more in the next episode too. But we find out that that's why her blood's special. It's not because she's some super high M count clone, which she is, but because it's the properties of her blood that allow other high M count specimens to be combined with it to make things happen. And so she eventually makes her way through. She gets down to the little staging or the little room with all the other little children's. And that's where she meets Eva. She meets Jack. She meets Sammy. Sees that they're all playing with blocks. And Hemlock explains to her, like, these are the rest of the pieces to the puzzle. Door shuts, and we see the rest of the scientists up in the observation room. And so we kind of did that little back and forth thing. But this one was important because we kind of finally sort of find out, or we get the beginning of why Omega is actually important. And it's not exactly like what we thought, which kind of sucks. I was hoping she'd be a super force sensitive clone, but she just has the high M count.
I know where we are, but where are we?
We just finished Juggernaut there. So,
Okay, so now it's 13.
13, Into the Breach.
Into the Breach. Gotcha.
Really cool titles this last little run, though.
Actually, they really are. So, Into the Breach. We're on Tantus. Omega meets the children in the vault, and the baby, and she sees her Tuca doll that she made. And she's asking them questions, and they tell her, people don't like us to talk. We're not allowed to talk to each other or cause problems. And Omega's like, yeah, piss off. Nope, not gonna happen. Nope. We meet back up with Echo again. And Echo's trying to Rampart's trying to leave, Admiral Dick's trying to leave, and they're refusing to let him go until they get the coordinates to Tannis. Echo arrives and he has this stolen shuttle. I do love this part. This is from Ashley and Company. I forgot about this part. He calls Rampart a hydro snake. While there is no creature in canon by that name until now, we get the idea. Echo. He's like an eel.
He's like a little eel.
Slippery little eel.
Slithery.
He's a snake. Hunter doesn't trust what's going on, but he knows that they have to trust him at this point.
I mean, they're stuck with him. So I thought
yeah.
it was kind of a cool way how they kept the location of Tantus secret, where like you go here and like all the coordinates are super encrypted. They just get like whoop, uploaded up and you take off.
As any good electric car should. Rampart's, he tells them that they have to go through this Imperial Station 003, which orbits Coruscant, which is really interesting that we're referencing this planet again.
Well, I mean, and it's the capital,
Yeah. But it is just kind of interesting that it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We made our way back to it.
So they can get there now, but they need the Imperial clearance codes, which they remind Rampart, hey, we have a deal, dude. And then they've got a captain uniform for Rampart, and I love this part because he goes, I was a vice captain.
Oh yeah, because they're needing to get onto the base.
Yeah. And they scratch off all their markings and colorings on their uniforms too. The batch does. That's important. I think that. So I saw that as a significant showing the end.
Yes, definitely.
Because they're no longer, they're still Clone Force 99, but they're not at the same time.
They're not whole. They're not. Yeah, they're their own thing.
They're their own thing, man.
They're part of it.
They're part of what we're part of it. And then, this is the episode 2 where Omega starts giving these kids hope, which I think is a big part of the storyline.
Which goes into big sister mode.
Yep.
I mean, I thought it was neat that there was always one of them carrying the little one around. Like you would see like a big sister carrying around like the baby sibling. Yep. And they're like way too little to be carrying the kid, but like nobody else is going to do it. We're carrying the kid. Grandma's out there all hopped up on gin and Marlboro, so somebody's got to take care of the child. So. Yeah.
This is the episode 2 where, of course, like most Clone Force 99 plans, it goes south.
Yes. Like they have plans. They're even numbered.
Yeah.
Like they even have numbered plans, but they don't always go to plan. I'm trying to think of one, like that would be a boring episode. They're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And like, we're going to sneaky in, like nothing bad happens. Like, all right, we did it.
do 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 do.
Produced by Dave Filoni. Like that's
And that's it.
That's it.
Shortest 10-second episode ever.
Mm-hmm. And they sneak in, get Omega, and then get back out. Nobody ever sees them.
I think they need Chicken Boo from Animaniacs on here for one of the episodes.
I haven't thought about that in forever.
He's a Sith Lord. No, he's a chicken. Don't you talk about him, Sith Boo. But yeah, so I mean, the reason I say this episode goes sideways is because this lieutenant is questioning them. So Wrecker knocks his ass out. I remember laughing my ass off at that part.
Yeah.
He just knocked him out. Basically, the rest of the episode is them, infiltrating, getting the codes that they need. This is also a really important episode because we see Omega has tunneled out, much like in No Way Out, the game. She tunneled a little tunnel. She made a little tunnel in her wall by removing one of the plates.
So she had a poster hanging up, and she spent 17 years with a spoon, and she had to crawl through a sewer pipe.
And she called herself Andy Dupree.
Omega Dufresne. Is it Dupree or Dufresne? No, it's Dupree. Yeah, I was thinking Dufresne.
Was it Dufresne?
No, I think it's Dupree.
We'll go with Dupree. If not, it's Omega Dupree.
Omega was a model presenter. I can't do a Morgan Freeman at all.
No one can.
No one can. I'm not even going to try.
But basically Omega's crawling through, and it's this cool little almost mail system, laser grates and stuff.
Yeah,
going through where she's crawling. And then
very efficient.
Yes. And this is the one where Dr. Scalder becomes more of a bitch. She's the other Emery, but she's the one who's skeptical. And she goes in to check on him, and Omega she's back there in time. She's almost like, yeah, what do you want? Here, take my blood.
Take my blood. Blood of my
blood. My blood. This is where Omega tells the others she's found a way out. And it's in the walls.
Yep. They're in the walls.
They're in the walls. And I love this other part because this episode too is where Echo's sneaking around the base in a stormtrooper costume, not clone trooper, stormtrooper. And he knocks out that droid and starts using their parts, and he puts the hand on. He has another hand because he put the droid's hand on.
Covered his nub.
Covered his nub.
Your shame, Echo.
Cover your shame. Do you think he kept that arm after and was like, I'm giving myself a stranger?
Maybe.
A droider.
Like,
So next thing you know, Echo.
Star Wars and Lost Hands, and then Fake Hands.
Oh, yeah.
Was it the same one? So that was his left hand, right? It was his nubbin on his left.
I thought it was his right.
It is his right. Yep, I got the picture right behind me. I don't know why I had to look. So his was his right. Luke's was his right.
Oh, Anakin only had one hand too.
Anakin was his right. Okay, so maybe they are rehashing ideas. Whatever.
We're not here to harp on that.
There's always that argument. There's never an original thought. Oh, let's get the guy with a missing hand to do something cool. All right.
Oh, wait.
Wait a minute.
But this episode ends with Echo disabling the sensors just as they're about to leave for hyperspace. And they, boom, go off.
Yeah, because they said they had to get that done. And, I remember Rampart was arguing with him, it was too late. Pull out.
Pull out.
Rampart's never pulls out.
Yeah. Hunter goes, no. Crosshair goes, Lone Force 99 never pulls out. We always hit our mark.
Engage Plan 69.
In Plan 69. Ah!
wonder if they do have a plan. God, they probably do. It's not listed. That's gonna be in some fan fiction somewhere.
I
So,
guarantee you it's up there.
hold on. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay, that can be in your algorithm next.
Bad Batch. Hold on. Plan 69. Nope. Nope, don't have one. Really missed a shot there. Okay.
So next thing you know, now we are on episode 14, Flash Strike,
Moving right along.
penultimate. So they drop out of hyperspace. They hit Tannis finally. And then Scorch tells Hemlock there could have been a breach, security breach.
Something might have happened.
Something might have happened. And, we've been notified. Clone Force 99,
Jimmy was on
infiltrated
break.
the Imperial Station with
Like,
Rampart.
The guy that was watching the thing, he was on break. He's getting some coffee. We're at a Mantel mix in the break room. The things happened. Okay.
Things happened. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions.
They find the Batch's ship, and this Scorch sends a detachment to attack them. And this was actually a pretty cool little scene because they're driving through with this shuttle, the Imperial shuttle, and the laser cannons are just demolishing this shuttle.
Pew 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 pew.
And then I love this part because they're like jump, and Rampart's like, "You want me to what?" And they just, if I remember, they pushed him.
For record, how high?
How high? They pushed his ass.
That was hilarious.
That was funny.
What they tell him, like, try not to hit something or whatever, because they're like rappelling down.
Yeah, and they're like, try not to hit something or something like that.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the vault's shaking, and Omega goes, "Okay, it's my brothers. It's time to go."
Yeah, brothers are here.
Brothers are here. Ride's here.
Yep. Your Uber has arrived.
Yeah. What? I love this part too because this is where Crosshair gets a little emotional. He told Wrecker, "I never wanted to return to Tannis, but I owe Omega my life." So that was pretty cool. That's where first time I think we've heard Crosshair share some emotion about Omega.
Yeah. Well, we saw it like whenever she was trying to like, hey, I'm gonna give myself up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right on that one.
But I mean, like, really got into it here. Like, we saw like the seed being planted on Pabu whenever she was ready to give it up.
On that.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wrong. This is the episode where he takes the hand. Echo does. It wasn't last episode.
Okay. Well, it was setting up for it.
Yeah, I was setting up for it. Echo's on the science vessel looking for location. That's where he gets the droid hand. Omega wants to find out what is happening, so she escapes through the wall, telling the other children to cover for her, which is, I think, interesting too. And Rampart kind of is looking shady, and Crosshair reminds him, "Hey, the Empire betrayed both of us. You don't owe them anything." Next thing we know, Echo finds Omega.
I like how when they ran into each other, and it's like, or no, did Fee already figure out? We already passed it, not Fee, but Emery. Did we already get past that part?
What part?
Where Emery runs into Echo and realizes, no, that's later, I think. And like Emery instantly knows it's Echo. Like, while he's got his helmet on and everything. She's like, "You're Echo." Yeah.
He's still in the science vessel, if I remember right.
Oh, okay.
At this point. If I remember right. Next thing you know, they encounter a Dryax again, that one that we saw from earlier this season, that giant creature that the Batchers were fighting.
And Rampart went to take a nap on it.
Yeah, he did. The only reason they got out of it last time is because of a pack of Lurka hounds.
Yep.
They head on. Record jumps on the Dryax like he's in the rodeo, but's thrown off injured. Yeah, Record gets fucked up. And he's hurt bad. And he's kind of out of it the rest of the time. He's like, "I'm fine," but he's going, ugh.
I thought that was the end of Record because he got worked over
too.
pretty good on Pabu too. Like, he got knocked out there and was needing medical help. whenever
Mhm.
the Empire raided Pabu, and he gets worked over again here. I kind of, the way the whole season ended, I kind of wonder, did he make it to the end? Like, I know he made it to the end of
Who,
the main
Rampart?
part. Yeah, no, not Rampart. Wrecker.
Yeah, Record
Whenever,
made it.
okay. Well, I know he made it to like the end of the regular season, and there was like the almost after credits, the thing that wrapped it all up. That we were just kind of like, ah,
Yeah, no, they mentioned him.
okay.
Eva pretends to be sick as they go look for Omega. And as Omega's climbing, here's what's important about this. She spots that Zillow Beast that they
Yep.
cloned. Except it's much bigger.
Mhm.
This is from season 2, episode 11.
It was a very Hydra looking facility that they had that thing in.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Mhm.
Omega tells the others that she found the Zillow Beast and she's gonna get them all out.
Yep.
That's how the episode ended. We know how it's gonna end at this point.
Yeah.
So, this one's called The Cavalry Has Arrived. Troopers are searching for the batch in the base. This is where it all kind of goes to shit, everything. Rampart and Hemlock trade insults, all of this over a young Claude. Nalase overhears everything. Echo questions Emery at this part because she's with him and recognizes him almost immediately. And she tells him she was wrong about this place and she wants to do the right thing. Here's her redemption, which I thought was actually kind of cool.
For Emery?
Yeah. Emery redemption.
Emery redemption arc. It's a very short arc. But
It was one episode.
yeah, that's all. See, guys, that's all you need. Just wrap it up really quick.
Omega tells that's true too. Omega tells the kids their plans for escape. Medical droid comes over and starts going. Arr, arr, arr. And she demolishes it. She reprograms the medical droid. And as she's yelling at where was it? She yells at them. The droid sedates Scalder. Yeah, because Scalder comes in, and that when she reprograms the droid, it comes up. It got her in the neck, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like,
or was it the arm?
I thought it got her in the back of the neck.
I think it was. I think you're right. But yeah, it got Scalder. I hate that bitch anyway.
Yeah, she had it coming.
You see how she was dressed?
That crossed my mind. I was like, I'm gonna make that joke. But nope, now we're gonna talk about a bear.
I mean, does Wrecker shit in the woods? Omega, here's what I really liked about this one part. She leads the kids out of the vault through her little escape hatch. The Bad Batch triumphant score can be heard as they're doing that.
I didn't even catch that, but I'm like I'm half deaf, so if I can't read it, I don't know it's there.
But it was cool. It was cool. And if we remember, Wrecker was like, I'm fine. Wrecker is groaning hard because the injuries that he got. No, he's fucked up. Echo follows Emery towards the vault. She mentions Project Necromancer. And next thing you know, these kids and Omega make it to the Zillow Beast. She sneaks down and frees it, and it comes out like Godzilla on crack. That's what it just.
I want somebody to go back and dub over this episode, whenever
Yes.
What the in the Randy Savage mod for Skyrim, where all the dragons sound like Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
Just where like the Zillow Beast breaks out, it's like, oh yeah. Zap, zap, brother. Yeah.
Or to sound like Hogan. Yeah, to go, eat your vitamins, brother.
I am a real Zillow Beast.
You don't have to be lonely. Oh, they played that at the Savannah Bananas last night. They said he goes, I hate doing this, but we have an important service announcement to make. And it goes, You don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com.
Farmersonly.com, where people, where farmers
Yep.
meet.
Lily and I watched that damn commercial so many times when all we had was a TV antenna when we first moved back. God.
Ah,
Power surges. Omega lets the Zillow Beast out, and they're trying everything they can, flipping switches. But if you remember, Zillow Beasts eat electric.
yep. It's electric.
So it's electric. So frightfully hectic. The Zillow Beast is rampaging. Hemlock's trying to get the whole base locked down. And he basically tells Emery, you're dead if Omega's dead. If we can't find her, your fate's tied to hers.
Mm-hmm.
Where we see Crosshair in the forest, Lurka hounds are out, and Wrecker said we should have brought Batcher. Yeah, like Batcher would have done any good against a whole pack of Lurka hounds.
Maybe Batcher could have been like one of those like moments of like a Homeward Bound moment, where like the animals meet and Badger's like rawr, 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 rawr. And then they're all like rawr, rawr, rawr. And then like they run off together, and like Badger's back with her, not her people but her kind, and like the whole pack runs off, and then like the other beast thing that I already forgot what it's called is like, oh, we should all live in peace. And that would have been the Disney ending. Wait a minute, hold on, I had a thought. No. I thought Batcher may be a Disney princess for a minute, but she's not.
That would be awesome.
Like descended from
Row.
Rushy.
Why does Batcher sound like Scooby-Doo now?
No.
Yeah.
Batcher doesn't even sound like that at all.
Row there.
Cities.
My baby mother is my rental wife.
This is bad for Batcher's rooty. Ray.
Right. And Batcher,
stupid.
Okay,
All right.
if-
So
any of our artist friends that listen to this, please draw us Batcher as Disney princesses in the scenes.
yeah, I know we got people that like to draw things.
Yes, please do that.
You people with your drawings.
Drawings like Simon.
Mhm.
Okay.
See, where were we at? I'm looking at my Wikipedia. Hemlock's ambush. Never mind.
Don't look at his bush.
I was on the wrong page. That's some more fan fiction there. Get that thing go.
God.
Yep.
Continue,
Oh.
sir.
Where were we? Okay, the Zillow Beast is out.
Yep.
Yeah. And like it runs off into the jungle. Like, I don't want to say like Godzilla, but kind of more like a King
No,
Kong.
it was extremely Godzilla. The way it rose out of the water too, and roaring, and then
Yeah.
shooting out like whatever it shot.
Like, no, we need kaiju. So,
Okay. Zillow juice.
ew.
Oh yeah, no.
Would that be like a boba? If it's got chunks, I don't know. That's what, yeah, Zillow juice. It would just be like Jolt Cola and
With boba in
with
it.
boba in.
Don't ask what the boba is.
Oh my god, it curdled. Okay.
It's it shot out of my mouth.
It's in my eye.
It's in,
Uh,
I got Zillow eye.
I got
yeah.
a terrible story to tell you about that happened. Anyway, not involving me directly, but
Okay, we'll go from there. Yeah. Hemlock sending Scorch to the shuttles to look for the Zillow. By doing so, invites the rogue clones to exploit their weaknesses. Hemlock doesn't care. He knows they are coming.
Mm-hmm. That's their weakness. They always come for their own.
They
Or
always
something
come.
like that.
Yep.
Whatever.
And then we see Hemlock releasing Clone X troopers 4 of them. No, 6 looks like.
There was like the ninja one, and then there was they were almost like clones of the batch in a way. There were some similarities because there was like the big rough tough one.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
then there was
yeah,
like
yeah.
the ninja E one. And let me see here. I don't think we're gonna be able to see them all, but yeah, that is where I thought I had a thought there. Hold on, I lost it. It'll come back to me. I lost my thought. Dang it. With those
Go
clones,
find it.
that they were, what were they? I had a whole thing there in my head when I was watching that. Yeah, I was hoping we are going to get some reveals that, okay, so maybe, okay, you had your thought that Clone X was Commander Cody.
Yep. And boy, was I fucking wrong.
And so
This
when we
is what
saw
pissed me off.
yeah, when we saw this scene, I think they're new clones.
They're just unnamed clones.
Well, I mean, I think they're like newly cloned. Like they were clones specifically for this.
No, they were reprogrammed.
Oh, were they reprogrammed? Well, never mind.
They were all
then.
reprogrammed. These are just nameless clones that the reprogramming took to.
You know who Hemlock looks like? This is what I've been trying to get at. And I keep losing that's where my thought went.
Who?
Stid from Ice Age. Like
he kind of does, looking for his acorn.
Yeah.
Omega his acorn.
And his eyes he's got really wide eye sockets. Like they're spaced pretty far apart for, a human. But yeah, he's got Sid eyes. Anyway, I had to get that thought out. I've been sitting here like it's been stuck in my head for the last 15 minutes. I've been trying. I finally got it there.
Emery and Echo at this point make it to the Zillow's former containment. What does it say? She tells him the shaft leads to the transport hangar. So now we're starting to get the nitty gritty. We're getting to the transport hangar.
Ooh. Yeah.
Hunter, Wrecker, and Crosshair make it inside only to have to deal with a squad of stormtroopers and 4 Clone X troopers. Crosshair tells them to fall back. They won't be able to make it, especially with Wrecker, who's still in pain, which I agree at that point.
Yeah, he was hurt pretty bad. And they were in the training area too, weren't they? That's where those were released at, because they had they fight here in a little bit, and there's like little things that pop up. It's like a little kill house.
Yep. Nope. You're right. Then all of a sudden they get ambushed, and each Clone X trooper has a specific weapon. There's one with a sniper rifle, one with twin swords, one with an electro staff. Hunter shot, Wrecker gets hurt again. Oh, Wrecker.
A
sniper clone holding the electro staff attacks Wrecker. You remember that?
Yeah.
Just shocking the shit out of him. And then
I thought Wrecker was going to die.
I did too. One of the Clone X trooper cuts off Crosshair's shooting hand.
Mm-hmm.
Which that surprised me.
Did me too.
Like on the last episode. Echo sees that they've been captured, the batch. He wants to help them, but he tells Emery we have to find the kids first. Good call.
Now, it didn't show it cut his hand off. And I was thinking that later in the episode. Well, no, it cut away. Like the blade's coming down. And
it cut away, but you saw his hand holding the gun.
Okay. That's what I was trying to remember, because I know later in the episode when he shoots, because he's right-handed.
Yep.
Oh, they cut off another right hand. What is it? But I guess that's his shooting hand. But I remember like watching it closer later and trying to see if it, like I could see like if he had a nub or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it was always shot where you couldn't.
Nub.
You couldn't.
It was shown where you couldn't see it. You didn't see it. No, until like the end almost.
Well, even then you don't. Like when.
Are you sure? I thought it did.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look now.
Okay, so Omega refuses to leave without the guys, her brothers. Next thing you know, Hemlock is torturing the shit out of these guys.
Yep.
Hemlock told him he's made alterations to his method, and if they survive, they'll make fine operatives. Next thing you know, Omega and Echo free everyone, including Nalase and Rampart. They rally the clones to free Crosshair, Wrecker, and Hunter. Nalase will go to the lab and destroy all the data banks. I knew what was going to happen at this point. I'm like, oh, this bitch is gonna die.
Yeah.
Tarkin calls Hemlock and he's like, I know what's going on, and I'm on my way there. Click. So he's flying up. Omega goes back into the wall to find her brothers. Nellis grabs a proton bomb from a fallen stormtrooper. Rampart's
Stormtrooper?
following her. He wants to know. Rampart wants to know about Project Necromancer. So they're on the same side, quote unquote.
Sort of. Ish.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Ish. The three guys are being guarded in the training room by one Clone X trooper. Echo appears. The other Clone X troopers show up. Omega's caught by one of them. Hemlock says, "Clone loyalty is weakness."
No.
He gasses the freed prisoners while Omega watches.
Freaking space Nazis.
It is space Nazis.
Mhm.
Now, basically, it is.
They're terrible.
They're terrible. Wrecker wakes up and destroys the control panel and powers everything down, and this starts the big fight between the Shadows and Clone Force 99.
One of the better fight scenes.
It really was. Go ahead.
They were so the Clone X operatives were freaking cool looking.
They were awesome looking.
Like I hate that we didn't get more of what was going on there. I mean, they were basically the anti-Bad Batch.
Yeah, I agree.
And I always thought, now thinking back on it, I think it's odd that you didn't see them out as a squad. Because if they would have been out as a squad, this would have been a whole different story. In so many ways. Like, I think the Senator probably actually would have got executed successfully. I think Omega would have got captured way earlier.
Yeah.
But Hemlock, in all his brilliance, like, hey, we're just going to send one out, and if that one doesn't work, we'll send another one. I think they should send them all. So
At the same time?
Mm-hmm. Like, well, I mean, if he would have done that,
that would have been the smart. Yeah, that would have been the smarter move, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, outside, Hunter and Crosshair confront Hemlock. Hemlock's, because he grabbed Omega, they're running outside, and this is a very reminiscent of Camino.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because it's raining. If I remember right, was it raining? Maybe not. It was.
Well, it was always raining on Camino.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was raining on Tantus.
Oh, no, it didn't start
remember.
raining until about halfway through the battle.
They're standing outside and Omega makes a move and Crosshair shoots Hemlock.
Pew.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, well, he was telling, like Omega had a whole, they were handcuffed together, and Crosshair didn't want to take the shot because his shooting hand got lopped off here, and you do see the nub in here. I got it pulled up now, so I was wrong. But Hunter told Crosshair, like, wait for Omega. She knows what to do. And that's when she made her move to pull their hands just far enough apart to, like, expose the little cuffy cuffs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's when Crosshair shot the cuffs off.
That's where she was trusting. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the Empire arrives on Tannis, and Governor Tarkin says, basically, this thing sucks. I'm shutting it down. All funding is going to Project Stardust. We learned of Project Stardust in Rogue One. That's what Jin's dad called her.
Yep.
That was also the name of the Death Star. So
I'm trying to get to it here in my. There we go. There it is. Okay. I was behind on my Wikipedia.
Oh, wait.
And something that kind of sucked too. Scorch didn't get a very good death. You're just like, pew, dead.
He got a terrible death. This is another thing that just upset me.
Yeah. Like you had some named fairly important, they may have been like B level, for at least for this run of the show.
Right.
But they deserved a better going outing.
I would agree.
Yeah. Think any of the ones that they brought back from Clone Wars that were recognizable, like the ones that you got excited over Scorch.
Yep.
Whatever happened to Wolf too, by the way.
Well, we know he goes off, and we see him in Rebels.
Yeah, you thought you may have seen him at least like one more time.
Yeah, that's another thing that pissed me off.
Yeah, you don't, the
Mostly that my theories didn't come right.
Tarkin does his thing, talks about Stardust, and then we cut back to Pabu, and I would think like, well, maybe we'll see Rex, or maybe, and like it just kind of, it's like here we are, Disney ending.
It
Like,
really is.
you've
like
got-
just incomplete.
You've got the clones running amok now that they're free, and talking about what they're going to do. Echo's talks about he's going to resettle some of the clones on Pantora with
Which is
Chuchi.
Chuchi's.
Chuchi's going to help. That's what I was saying.
That's her
what I was trying
homeworld.
to think of earlier. Like if the X clones or the clone X's or that whole troop would have went out, like Chuchi probably would be dead. Like if that whole force would have went after her,
Right.
Chuchi and the other, like I'm just saying it would have been way different. Anyway,
No, I think you're right. Okay, Hunter tells Omega that he and Rex are working on finding the kids' families. And for the rest of the clones, they get to choose who they want to be. They're not slaves of the Empire anymore.
nope, they finally have choice.
Next, and then you think that's the end, but there is a post-credit scene.
A little epilogue.
Omega's meeting with Hunter, and Hunter is old at this point. He's got like this beard, and like he looks like Tommy Chong.
He did.
Like Tommy Chong
Hey,
from
man.
that 70s show. I don't know who works here, man.
Whose ship is this?
Whose ship is this? But she references and Gonki's on the ship already. Batcher is really old.
Yeah.
At this point. And this is like a grown-up Echo. This is an Echo. We don't know how long into the future this is, but I'm assuming Echo's late teens, early 20s at this point, or Omega, excuse me.
Mhm.
And they're talking, and Omega tells Hunter the rebellion needs pilots. So we know this is about the time of episode 4 now, or the early stages, like with Rebels.
Yeah.
He doesn't want her to go, but this fight is for her. He tells her if she ever needs them, they will be there. Omega flies off with Gonki. Tech's glasses are on the console, which she stole it from Pabu from the museum that she donated
put him
them
there.
to.
Yeah, I said she donated them. She can take them back.
No, it's for all the world to see. She did reference. She told him to say goodbye to Wrecker and Crosshair. That's another thing that pisses me off. We didn't get to see them at the end. Like this ending just felt incomplete to me. Because but what Kyle was saying is maybe we just fanboyed ourselves.
We may have.
I think we did.
Reading something, Screen Rant had something up here about Bad Batch's epilogue sets up Omega's Jedi future and tragic fate. Thrilling Star Wars theory explained. I should have probably found this and read it before. They think like maybe she joins Luke's temple later on. Let's see here. Dangerous Destiny. I don't know. Like, maybe we'll see her in some of the other. This Bad
Maybe.
Batch secretly revealed its ending 3 years ago in a scene we all forgot.
What?
I don't know. Omega joining the rebellion was foreshadowed in season 1. It was teased Bad Batch season 1, episode 12. This episode saw the Batch encounter a young Hera Syndulla on the planet Ryloth. Omega and Hera strike up a friendship while Hunter and the other clones ally with Hera's parents. In one scene, Hera's mother, Eleni Syndulla, I'm probably butchering that, tells Hunter that the battle against the Empire will not be fought by them, but by Omega and Hera's generation. This teases Omega joining the rebellion decades later with, whatever. That's a stretch.
Yeah.
That's like an obvious thing to say.
So yeah, I mean that's the end of the series. What did you all think of the end? Like I said, I know B Rob said he was frustrated by it too.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with it. What do you all think? Let us know.
Let us know. And let us know what you thought about us. I don't want to say rushing through. I feel like we hit all the major points.
Yeah.
And there's some like little stuff here and there that we probably didn't get, but at least that format of it. And I'm not saying that we're going to do that again. It's just out of necessity. Let us know what you thought. And some ideas of what you guys would like us to explore. Because we would like to do some original content stuff again, where things that we've done. Going through, like, we've looked at zombies and clowns and spooky season. We do a lot of original content stuff. So things that you guys would like for us to explore, let us know. Give us a little time to prep, and we'll probably do it because we're easy.
I'm a sure thing.
Yep. Chris is a green flag. So
I am a green flag. So yeah. So we'll see if we can squeeze in some more episodes while Kyle's still got a computer running. No promises. This may be when I start bringing in the guest host. We'll see.
Yeah, because whenever I pack this thing up, it could be a couple of months before I have anything up and going again. So
hope not.
Hopefully not. That's part of.
We're gonna try it with a phone too.
Yeah, that may work. I've done it on other things. A previous
We'll
podcast I was on, we did call-ins a lot, so I may get a hold of those guys and see how they did it.
So, but with that, this has been the end of the Nerk for the Bad Batch season 3. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle, and wherever you guys are, please have a good evening, nighttime, morning time, whatever time it is, wherever you are, and please be good to each other.
See ya. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
See ya. Rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd could rise up. It could get